Casa to the pack. It is Pack here,
aka your mama's best friend, your daddy's worst nightmare.
In today's video, I have two things to cover. First is that the announcers were dropped for NBA 2K23, and there's actually a lot of information that we got out of that. And we got some My Team stuff and players returning to 2K. So I got 20 things in total to cover in this video. If you like this kind of content and if you're excited for NBA 2K23, please join the pack and subscribe. Let's get the video started. So first off, I want to cover the Fred Jones card for NBA 2K23. It is Fred Jones on the Pacers. They got the rights to the player, so now he's been added, and they kind of advertised him for a little bit. They made him a 90 overall. The thing is, Fred Jones was a 10-point per game scorer, so making him a 90 overall card this early is kind of weird. I think they're just excited that they got the rights to him, so they just did that. And that's a very 2K thing to do. It's not that I'm upset that they gave him a 90 overall. It's more that there's other players that probably deserve higher ratings, and he got a 90 overall card this early is kind of weird. For example, the next player is Dino Radja. I might have announced that wrong, and you might not even know who that is. I didn't know who that is. Apparently, he was a great player in the EuroLeague. Came to the NBA in his prime for only 4 or 5 years. He was on the Celtics. He averaged 17 points per game in his career and was the best player on the Celtics when he played for them. And it was in the 90s, bro. Like, I didn't even know about this man, and he was going crazy in the NBA. They now have the rights to this player as well, and he's only like an 88 overall, under Fred Jones, and that's kind of my complaint here. Here is a brand new scan of Lamar Odom, and I think the more important thing about Lamar Odom here is that, because they already had the rights to him, but the more important thing is that they show him off in the Lakers jersey. Now this is important because Lamar Odom was doing great with the Lakers when they were winning championships, and they don't have that team added into 2K, and if they're showing this off, maybe that means that they're going to add this team back into the game. And I guess the final thing about that, and doubles down on it, is that they just got the rights back to Pau Gasol. You see him here in NBA 2K23 in My Team, and the card and the jersey. So Pau Gasol is back, Lamar Odom in a Lakers jersey. This is giving me signs that we're gonna get this 2010 Lakers team in 2K, which is super exciting. And I'm very happy they added Pau back, because he's the all-time best player on the Grizzlies with Marc Gasol. It'd be weird to not have them into the game. So I'm very happy with that. Hopefully they add the long-haired version of him into the game. Up next is the 3 brand new commentators. We've already discussed this, but basically it's Richard Jefferson and 2 others. It's the Bulls' previous commentator in the 90s, and the Czar have all been added into the game. It's just going to add way more different, I guess, people to listen to when you're playing the game. So it's a good thing. It's just something I don't think is that much important compared to other stuff, but they've added it into the game. Okay. At number 7, we have Phil Jackson update. Look at this, bro. It looks just like Phil Jackson when he was a coach. I'm really hoping they're going to add classic coaches to all these teams and good face scans of it, but this is a W. It's important to make sure the coach looks like the coach in the game. We already talked about the Celtics coach and how they updated him and look so much better. Here is a classic Phil Jackson one where it looks just like him when he was in his prime, coaching prime. It's awesome. It's a W. It looks really good. Here is a little highlight of Rudy Gobert taking a 3-pointer. I don't know why this would ever happen, and 2K, what is going on here? But you see underneath him, he has a brand new little player icon. It's like a blue ring that's glowing, and it has little sparkles going around it. This is brand new. I'm not necessarily sure what this is. I'm assuming when you played Park, you had those little icons below you. I guess these are the brand new ones you're going to be using in the game, or I guess you can use in the game. That's what I'm going to assume it is, but I could be wrong. It could be something else, but that's what I see. And hey, I actually like an animated icon. Makes it look even better in the game. The next thing, though, is this play icon. So it looks like Steph Curry asked for a screen, and when he asked for it, there's a little blue ring on this, the floor that rotates, and it's calling a player to give him a screen. What I think that is just the normal, you go to your spot, and that's what it is now. It could be something else, but they've updated it and made it look brand new, so there you go. Here is Steph Curry's brand new game-winning celebration. This is the old celebration that was already in the game, but then added little details into it. But again, brand new game-winning celebration. I personally like it. I think it's pretty good. I like that the team is getting hype with them, and they have the guy that hit the game winner in center focus. It's awesome. Here is the brand new Mavericks court. I have never seen this court before. I have to kind of like it. The Mavericks have been pretty bread and butter and the same with their jerseys and their courts for the past almost 15 years. It's been the same. So here you see this court, and it looks so much better. I think it looks, I don't know, it just looks nicer. It looks more aggressive, which is what the Mavericks are kind of focusing on now that they have a great player like Luka Doncic on the court. I think that's a really nice looking court. Here we have a brand new face scan of Bill Cartwright. This is always important because you want to have this game as realistic as possible at that time. So getting all these classic players to have the best kind of face scans possible to make them look realistic is always a good thing. Same thing with the Bulls warm-ups. So every single team has warm-ups in the game, like classic warm-ups, like the warm-ups for their team. But these classic teams are very different warm-ups, and now you're going to see that in this game, which is always awesome. You see that the Jordan 1 back in when they were dominating in the 90s, it looks awesome. It just makes the game look even more realistic. Now, the big thing I noticed, I was talking about how crowd reactions, and I felt like that they weren't good at all. Like when I hit a game winner, I didn't feel like the crowd was as hype as I was. But here when Jordan hits his game winner, I don't know, man, that crowd goes pretty damn crazy. Everyone raised their arms up, they're jumping. It feels more like people care. And that's what we want, because we want this to feel like we hit the game winner like we're Michael Jordan. That's a big W in my opinion. Here is our first look at TakeOver. So they change it every year. Basically, it's like the same as last year, but not the same as current gen for next gen. But the flame around the TakeOver is a lot bigger and brighter. That's like the only difference I see. It's not like a crazy one or anything, but there it is in 2K. We also have a first look at the late green by Michael Jordan. So he hits the shot. It was a full bar, and then right before the ball goes in the basket, green animation popped up. So those late greens that we were talking about, that's our first look. Some people were complaining. They were like, bro, so it's greening before the shot goes in. So what's the point? But it greens barely before the shot goes in. So you're going to find out the moment it happens, basically. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if this was a change that anybody asked for or needed, but I'm curious to see if it creates hype moments or not. I really do want to see how that turns out. It's very different. Here is a brand new Luke Longley scan. I know some of you might be rolling your eyes, but he was the starting center for most of the championship seasons. You're going to want him to have the most accurate face scan possible. It looks good because before his Luke Longley scans were so terrible. Another classic player that got a brand new face scan is Derek Harper, who gets a brand new face scan. Again, adding all these Jordan Challenge teams that were involved with the Jordan Championship teams is important to make sure that you make everybody look right, because it makes it look as realistic as possible. I think that's what makes us very happy. And then finally, that step back cheese we've been dealing with every single year, well, specifically NBA 2K22, is back into the game. Curry does it at half court almost, and it's really obnoxious. But they added it into the game. I'm not a fan of it. It's just kind of annoying. But I know some of you use it and like it, and I know some of you got really good with it. I just think that it's not that it's unguardable, it's that it's very difficult to guard, and you have to know it's going to be coming in order to stop it. And it's just too easy to green. I don't mind if the thing comes back, but it's got to be harder to green the thing, and you better not make it if it's a white. But those are my complaints this year, and some of the stuff that I noticed. I think the game looks really good. I think that I'm glad they're fixing a lot of these face scans and all that kind of stuff. But let me know your opinion in the comments below about all this brand new stuff. And if you like this content, please join the pack and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.